Well, as we continue with the broadcast on this Friday morning, we're going to play out an interview that was done, heard on air, and we're talking about stranded citizens. We're talking about human rights emergency. Andre Mulungo from the Center for Democracy and Human Rights in Mozambique to provide us with the latest on the Maputo crisis. So let's take a listen to what was mentioned on air and what took place obviously in Maputo with regard to this crisis. And we still have got to come. We've got Hafiz Imran Chunara, personal excellence mentor, was fired up this morning. And towards the end of the broadcast, we will be bringing you the Palestinian Walk for Freedom. And this morning, we will be talking to the mother of the late Ariza Saluji this morning. And just to understand what this Walk for Freedom is all about. But right now, let's go to Heard on Air.
Now in Mozambique is a crisis of is a political crisis, but also a human rights crisis. Why? Because a demonstration is a right here in Mozambique and everywhere, and based on that right, the Mozambicans since 21st October, as I say, came out to the street and are demonstrating, demanding electoral justice. But the response of the authority, specifically from the police, have been violent response. Because of that response of police, now in Mozambique we have 88 citizens killed by the police. We have 100 people arrested by the police, and we have also 100 citizens injured by the police during the demonstration. 88 citizens, as I say, has been killed from 21 October until yesterday. Only yesterday, police killed 12 citizens in Gaza province, in Inhambane province, in Maputo city, and Nampula and Sofala and Manica also. Those 12 citizens was killed only yesterday. So the response of police is a violent response, and the scenario now in Mozambique is not good. What you see by the media is what we are living here. We have police all over the corners here in Mozambique, but we also have militaries. But what is happening is that militaries are not involved in violating the human rights, are not involved on beating people, are not involved on arresting people. The one that are involved in human rights violation are the police. The police are serving the interests of the regime here in Mozambique. So we are living in a non-precedent crisis of human rights. It's a political crisis, but also it's a human rights crisis.
Definitely. I want to touch a bit on those peace talks, if I can put it that way, where President Philip Nyusi invited Mr. Venancio Mondlane to his office in Maputo last week. What happened to those talks? Because from what we're gathering, it feels like there was a breakdown of discussions. The negotiations didn't yield any kind of positive outcome. What can you tell us regarding that? Did the peace talks hit a dead end?
This is a theater, and is entertainment. Then what we see is that there's no interest from the President Nyusi. As you know, President Nyusi is also a president of Frelimo ruling party, the party that is ruling Mozambique since 1975, when Mozambique got the independence from the regime of Portugal. So President Nyusi, as a president of Frelimo ruling party, is interested in the result that was announced by the the CNN is the board that manage the election here in Mozambique. So what we see in this call for President News for the dialogue is that he was giving time for the Constitutional Council to validate and proclaim the result. Why I'm saying this? As you know, Venancio Mondlane is not here in Mozambique. Why is not here? He abandoned Mozambique because he was facing threat. So he decided to leave Mozambique. After he left Mozambique, the judiciary started to move a process against Venancio Mondlane. We have two processes: a criminal process and also a civil process. And the day President Nyusi called all the candidates, namely Venancio Mondlane, Osufu Momadi, Lutero Simangu, and Daniel Chapu, Venancio Mondlane sent a letter for the president saying two things that they can highlight. The one is that he is not confident to be in Mozambique because he is running a risk to be detained because the process that the state are moving against him. But he gave a window for President Nyusi to show him that he is able and he is interested in a dialogue to find ways to solve the problems that we are living in Mozambique. What he said is that President Nyusi, as it's impossible for me to be in person or in presence in this dialogue, please allow me to be in a virtual way, as what we are doing now. You are in Johannesburg, but now I am in Mozambique, but we are talking. So what Venancio Mondlane said is that, President, please allow me to be part of the dialogue by virtual way. But what we see is that the office of the president didn't give an answer for the letter sent by Venancio Mondlane. And at the day of the meeting, only Chapo, the Frelimo candidate, Osufu Momadi, Renam candidate, and the Lutero Simangu MDM candidate joined the meeting. They said, Mr. President, there's no condition for us to start the dialogue because we don't have Venancio Mondlane. And Venancio Mondlane is the one that is calling the demonstration, and is the one that is claiming that he won the election, and the party that support him, that is called Podemos, also won the election. So, Mr. President, there's no condition. So, we believe that this is a theater, this is entertainment, because the president didn't give an opportunity for Venancio Mondlane to be part of the dialogue. And what we feel is that this is an instrument that the President Nyusi was trying to use in order to have time until the Constitutional Council validate the result that now are benefiting the Frelimo ruling party, that is the party that the Philippines is also president.
Andre, I want to touch a bit on, I think after that deadlock and breakdown in talks, we saw Mondlane calling for, another wave of new strikes, which ultimately led to crowds invading the local Frelimo headquarters. What they found there was quite amazing. Can you break down, that moment for us about, that invading of the local Frelimo office and some of the things that were allegedly found in the office, which might have, influenced the elections?
The point here is this. Venancio Mondlane didn't order the demonstrators to break down the headquarters of Frelimo. He didn't do that. What he said is in the live he did, I think it was on Monday, is to recommend the headquarters of Frelimo not to open. But this was not only for Frelimo. He said to another institution, such as institution that manage, or the board that manage the election. What is going on now with the demonstration is the feeling that Frelimo ruling party is not interested to sit and find a way to solve the problem. And most importantly is that the institution, mainly the Constitutional Council, are not giving a light or not giving the signal that they are going to respect the will of the people that was manifested in the day of the election. So what the people, but also those acts of breaking down the headquarters of Frelimo and also the police station is because the way that the police also are responding the demonstration. It seems that it is a response that the demonstrators found to defend themselves and to show their, how can I say, that they are not happy with what is happening here. We can count at least 3 or 4 headquarters of Frelimo broke down yesterday. But the contest here, just to help the audience to understand it, is because the people now have the understand that Frelimo ruling party that captured the institution are not interested in respecting the will of the people. So about the attacks on the police station, the sense that the people have is that we are responding the violence that the police are giving us when we come out to the street to demonstrate peacefully and disarmed in disarmed ways.
Well, that was the interview that our Salaila Makajiri had with regard to Maputo and the crisis in Maputo. And that was with Andre Mulungo, who provided an update. And again, we will be keeping an eye out in Mozambique and what is happening in Maputo. We just trust and hope that sanity prevails, and the situation obviously is still very, very volatile in Maputo. Well, next up is going to be fired up with Hafiz Imran Achunara, Personal Excellence Mentor and CEO of Africa Muslims Agency. And this hour of news and views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond.